Continues to own the offensive glass here in the fourth quarter. Great ball.
You failed. Loser! I don't even play basketball and I would have made that shot. And even if I didn't make that shot, I'd have did something funny. You know, I'd have did something funny. Caitlin Clark was like, hey, let's all do this whole coding hand point.
Just 35% from three after a couple years in the 40s. Howard misses that one.
Howard or Alicia Gray, I think Ryan Howard, airballs a shot to win the game late. It lands in Angel Reese's lap, and collectively the whole world said, yeah, she ain't making that. Collectively, the whole world said, oh, Angel Reese has it? Oh, and it's a layup? Yeah, she's breaking that. And lo and behold, point blank range to win the game, we get a classic Angel Reese pray-up and
The arena clock bled down to 3 terrifying seconds. The heavy silence of thousands of gasping fans hung over the hardwood like an impending thunderstorm. Angel Reese rose high above the defense. The weight of an entire franchise rested on her fingertips. Then came absolute, agonizing disaster as the ball clinked uselessly off the front rim. But the true catastrophe didn't happen when the buzzer sounded. It happened a fraction of a second later, when broadcast cameras caught Caitlin Clark walking past the ruined star with a cold, mocking smirk plastered across her face. That single, cruel laugh ignited a ferocious inferno that immediately shattered the fragile peace of the entire WNBA. Within seconds, Reese completely lost control. She went totally ballistic right on the court while teammates scrambled frantically to physically restrain her from charging straight at Clark. Security personnel flooded the floor in utter panic. They realized this wasn't just a tough loss. It was the explosive detonation of a deeply personal war that had finally crossed every professional boundary. The look of pure, unadulterated rage in Reese's eyes promised that this humiliating insult would not end with the final score. It sparked an explosive chain reaction that was about to rock the entire league to its absolute core. To truly understand the catastrophic explosion that rocked the arena, you have to rewind to the toxic foundation of a rivalry built on relentless jealousy, media favoritism, and years of unspoken hatred. From the moment both stars entered the professional ranks, the league made a silent, calculated choice about who would be the face of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark was immediately crowned as the golden child, showered with multi-million-dollar endorsement deals, primetime national broadcasts, and protected status from network executives who desperately needed her star power to drive up viewership numbers. Meanwhile, Angel Reese was forced to fight tooth and nail for every single scrap of respect, constantly watching the media celebrate Clark's every move while painting Reese as the villain of the story. Behind closed doors, the emotional toll on Reese was devastating. Locker room insiders revealed that Reese grew increasingly consumed by the narrative, feeling completely isolated and constantly betrayed by a system that seemed rigged to make her fail. Every head-to-head matchup became less about basketball and more about surviving a psychological war engineered by media headlines and endorsement rivalries. Team USA Olympic selections only poured gasoline on the burning fire, where backroom league politics and whisper campaigns created deep, irreversible fractures among players who were forced to pick sides in a cold, calculating locker room Cold War. Reese spent endless nights in empty gyms, pushing her body past its absolute limits, just to prove that she belonged on the same elevated pedestal as Indiana's Golden Girl. She wasn't just playing against a rival team, she was battling against an entire narrative machine designed to keep her in Clark's shadow. The mental pressure was suffocating, turning every single game into a high-stakes arena where one small spark could ignite an uncontainable disaster. The boiling point had been building quietly for months, hidden behind fake post-game handshakes and carefully scripted press conference answers designed to satisfy PR teams. Inside the locker rooms, teammates could feel the dark energy radiating off both players whenever they stepped onto the same court. Reese felt the league was intentionally protecting Clark from hard fouls while allowing defenders to physically punish her under the rim without a single whistle. Every uncalled hit, Every biased stat line and every glowing headline written about Clark fed directly into Reese's growing obsession with absolute vindication. She didn't just want to win games. She needed to completely dismantle the untouchable aura surrounding Caitlin Clark once and for all. By the time they stepped onto the floor for this fateful game, the emotional history between them had transformed from a healthy sports competition into a dangerous, toxic obsession that was bound to break the moment everything was put on the line. From the opening tip-off, the game didn't just feel physical. It felt like an absolute war zone where basketball rules completely ceased to exist. Angel Reese came out with a terrifying, aggressive energy, using her body like a battering ram in the paint and physically punishing anyone who dared to step into her space. Midway through the first quarter, after Clark buried a deep three-pointer right in Reese's face, the frustration finally boiled over in front of thousands of screaming fans. On the very next possession down the floor, as both players scrambled for a loose rebound, Reese didn't just box out. She intentionally drove her forearm directly into Clark's throat with brutal force. Clark collapsed to the hardwood, gasping for air, while the entire Indiana bench leaped to their feet in utter outrage, screaming at the officials for an immediate flagrant call. But then came the first mind-blowing twist that sent shockwaves through the entire building. The referees completely ignored the assault, refusing to blow a single whistle or even review the violent contact on the monitor. Reese casually jogged back on defense with a cold, unbothered expression, knowing she had just gotten away with a dirty hit right in plain view of millions watching at home. The immediate outrage spread across social media like wildfire, with fans and commentators accusing the league of actively manipulating game calls to keep the dramatic tension alive. As the game dragged into the fourth quarter, the physical toll began to show on Reese's performance in the most humiliating way possible. Her offensive rhythm completely collapsed, leading to a string of embarrassing missed layups and airballs from point-blank range that had the opposition bench whispering in disbelief. Every single time Reese missed an easy bucket around the rim, Clark made sure to let her hear about it, dropping subtle, razor-sharp trash talk that slowly chipped away at Reese's composure. The psychological warfare reached an all-time high as the final seconds ticked away, setting up the ultimate high-stakes moment that would define both of their careers forever. With the game tied at 81 and the arena exploding with deafening noise, a missed shot bounced directly into Reese's hands right underneath the basket. She was standing all alone with the season on the line, just inches away from the glass with a chance to seal the ultimate victory and silence her critics for good. Instead of a triumphant moment, disaster struck in slow motion as Reese's putback shot completely missed the rim, clinking short off the front iron in absolute, soul-crushing humiliation. The entire arena let out a collective gasp as the final buzzer sounded, locking the game into overtime and leaving Angel Reese completely frozen under the rim in total shock. The arena exploded into chaotic, deafening noise as the game ground to a halt, but the real catastrophe was unfolding right under the rim. Angel Reese stood frozen on the floor with her hands pressed against her head, completely paralyzed by the utter embarrassment of missing a wide-open, game-winning layup. That was the exact moment Caitlin Clark walked past her, caught on live camera flashing a cold, mocking smirk before breaking into an outright laugh directly in Reese's face. The humiliating gesture struck like a lightning bolt, snapping something deep inside Angel Reese's psyche. In a fraction of a second, her heartbreak transformed into raw, violent fury as she completely lost all physical and emotional control. Reese went totally ballistic, lunging straight toward Clark with eyes full of pure rage, screaming threats that echoed across the baseline. Her teammates panicked, throwing their arms around her waist and physically dragging her backward as she violently thrashed to break free. Security personnel rushed the court in a frantic blur, creating a human barrier between the two stars while the crowd erupted into utter bedlam. Clark simply turned her back, walking toward the Indiana bench with a cold, victorious grin, fully aware that she had broken her rival's mind. Just as overtime was set to begin amidst the unbelievable hostility, the second massive twist knocked the entire stadium off its feet. Instead of slapping Reese with a technical fall or ejecting her for the violent court confrontation, the lead official stepped to center court and announced a shocking penalty on Indiana instead. The referees claimed Clark had instigated the near brawl with unsportsmanlike taunting, assessing a crucial technical foul that gave Atlanta free points and ball possession to start overtime. The Indiana coaching staff exploded in absolute fury, storming the court and accusing the league officials of pulling strings to keep the game close for TV ratings. Reese stepped to the free throw line with trembling hands and a dark, vengeful glare, using the controversial penalty to fuel her anger. Overtime turned into a brutal, frantic dogfight where every whistle felt rigged, every hard foul carried dangerous intent, and the refs completely lost control of the game. Despite the ref-manufactured momentum swinging in Atlanta's favor, Clark refused to let the game slip away, answering every insult with cold-blooded execution from deep range. When the final overtime clock finally expired, Indiana sealed the victory, leaving Reese completely defeated on the court. As Clark walked off as the undisputed victor, Reese refused the handshakes, marching straight toward the tunnel while hurling terrifying threats at league officials, proving this dangerous war was nowhere near over. The final buzzer didn't end the night. It ignited an absolute, uncontrollable media firestorm that instantly consumed the sports world. Within minutes of the game ending, high-definition clips of Clark's mocking laugh and Reese's explosive court meltdown flooded social media, amassing tens of millions of views before the night was even over. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram turned into digital battlegrounds, with millions of fans furiously picking sides and turning the personal rivalry into an intense, toxic cultural war. Sports talk shows scrapped their entire planned lineups to run nonstop, emergency broadcasts, dissecting every single frame of Reese's missed layup and Clark's devastating reaction. Inside the Atlanta locker room, the scene was absolute emotional carnage, with sources leaking that the atmosphere felt more like a crime scene than a post-game presser. Reese sat at her locker in total, icy silence, refusing to speak to her teammates or answer questions from frantic team publicists trying to manage the fallout. Her teammates were reportedly divided. Some felt her loss of emotional control humiliated the entire franchise on national television, while others quietly resented Clark for her ruthless on-court taunting. When the media was finally let in for post-game interviews, the tension in the room was so thick it was suffocating. Reese skipped the mandatory press conference altogether, risking massive league fines just to avoid answering questions about the humiliating moment that was now trending worldwide. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark sat in front of the microphones with a cool, unbothered posture, offering cold, carefully scripted PR answers that only served to fuel the fire even further. When asked directly about the laugh that sparked the near brawl, Clark simply smiled and claimed she was just enjoying the intensity of competitive basketball, completely dismissing Reese's emotional explosion. The cold response sent shockwaves through the league office, forcing top executives into emergency late-night phone calls to control the PR disaster. Corporate sponsors and network partners began panicking, worried that the deeply personal hatred between its two biggest stars was spiraling out of control and threatening the league's wholesome image. Behind closed doors, whispers began circulating that league officials were threatening heavy fines and suspensions to force both players into a public reconciliation. But the emotional damage was already done, leaving Reese isolated, enraged, and burning for revenge in a league that felt increasingly hostile toward her. Just when the sports world thought the absolute worst of the storm had passed, a secret leaked from inside the WNBA's head office that blew the entire scandal wide open. An anonymous league insider leaked a series of encrypted audio files from the referee's courtside microphones recorded during those chaotic final seconds of the game. The leaked audio didn't just reveal normal trash talk. It captured the lead official making a shocking, secret deal with Caitlin Clark right before that fateful last possession. The audio clearly picked up the referee quietly telling Clark that if Reese missed the game winner, they would overlook any taunting or laughing on her way back to the bench to keep the broadcast drama peak-rated for television. Even worse, the tapes revealed that the technical foul called against Clark to start overtime wasn't a punishment at all, but a pre-planned tactic discussed between officiating leads to force a fake, dramatic narrative arc for national news headlines. When the audio hit the internet, the entire foundation of the league fractured in a matter of seconds, sending panic through top corporate boardrooms. Angel Reese wasn't just reacting to a missed shot or a mocking laugh. She had realized in real time that she was trapped in a completely manufactured show engineered to elevate Clark at her expense. Enraged by the absolute corruption and betrayal, Reese reportedly stormed directly into the executive offices late that night, demanding an immediate, private audience with WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. Eyewitnesses reported hearing screaming echoing down the executive hallways, with Reese dropping a terrifying, career-altering ultimatum that threatened to destroy the league's entire season. She made it crystal clear that unless the officiating crew was publicly fired and a full, independent investigation was opened into league manipulation, she would lead a full-scale player boycott alongside several top WNBA stars. With Paige Buchers, Aaliyah Boston, and multiple locker room leaders reportedly backing Reese's boycott threat behind closed doors, the entire league was suddenly staring down total, catastrophic collapse. As emergency executive meetings dragged on into the early morning hours, rumors began swirling that a rival sports league was offering Reese a multi-million-dollar contract to walk away from the WNBA forever. With her career, her reputation, and the future of professional basketball hanging by a razor-thin thread, Reese posted a cryptic, 5-word message on her social media at 3 a.m. before completely deleting her account. "The truth destroys everything tomorrow." This explosive scandal has forever shattered the WNBA, leaving fans, players, and executives locked in a fierce battle over the future of the sport. Did Caitlin Clark cross a professional line with her cold, mocking laugh? Or did Angel Reese let her emotions completely ruin her team's chances at victory? Was this dramatic meltdown just a heated moment between fierce rivals? Or is it proof of deep, corporate manipulation hidden within the highest levels of the league? We want to hear your thoughts on this escalating war. Drop a comment down below right now and tell us who you think was in the wrong. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all post notifications so you never miss another breaking update on this unbelievable story. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned as this historic sports fallout continues to unfold.